Hello, and this is a Void Knight build using the Forgotten Knight set. First, let's go and do some mapping, and then we'll talk about the build itself. So we're gonna go to the Black Sun, and let's do an echo real quick. We're doing Corruption 162, and we have some modifiers, not much, but we have some. So let's see how it does.
I cannot do that.
Build our sigils and get the mana back.
I cannot do that. Stat, I cannot do that. I can...
This build uses Rive skill, but we don't really need it unless it's a big boss or something. As you can see, we're doing fine without it so far.
I cannot do that. I cannot do that. I cannot do that. I cannot do... I cannot do that. I cannot do that.
As you can see, we're killing everything without even using Rive.
I cannot do that.
We're just using Anomaly and our Devouring Orb. Okay, and Echo is done. Let's see what we got. Nothing. Let's go kill a shade of Orobis. Alright, here we go.
I cannot do
Build
that.
our sigils up and get ready to fight.
I cannot do that. I cannot do that.
An eternity of pain and annihilation. Why do you resist?
I cannot do that.
Suffer! Annihilation. Suffer! Why do you resist? Annihilation!
The build is pretty tanky, but just get out of those, just in case, because the corruption is a little bit high. But as you can see, we're doing pretty good damage.
Annihilation! Why do you resist? Suffer!
cannot do that.
My chains return. What
He's dead. Okay, what we got? Nothing. Alright. So let's actually look at the build and see what we have. As we said earlier, this is a Forgotten Knight set, so it has the blade, the shield, and the amulet. Now, the good thing about this is if you get all this set, then you have 50% increased timer at effect, 15% void penetration bonus, and the blade itself is pretty powerful. It's got spell damage, it's got melee void damage and increased void damage, and it's easy to find. I have quite a few of these in my inventory, so they drop early in the game. This one is level 24. I have like 2 or 3 of them. Same thing with the shield. I have 2 of this. Now this one is the last one to drop. I think it drops, you know, when you're doing the echoes, it drops from a boss. But you can use any sword until then, and once you get it, you switch to this one, and everything will be fine. This chest piece, we're using this because of the 100% critical strike avoidance, and I was lucky enough to be able to put Rive on it, so I've got +3 to Rive and 107% increased melee damage. The relic here, it's got void damage. We were able to put void damage on the ring. This is pretty good drink too. Even without that, it's pretty good. This is nothing special, just some void damage and health. And Ravenous Void. It's got more void damage, less damage taken. It's the best item in the game, I think. It's not needed. I didn't have it until, you know, very later in the game. It just dropped recently, like a few days ago. So I was doing fine without it, but if you have it, go for it, why not? And for our idols, Vitality, Void Damage, Vitality, Void Damage, some resistances, because we need those. This doesn't look very good, but you get 25% less damage taken, and this one has 9% less elemental damage taken, and physical is quite high because we have 25% of physical taken as void, and our void is capped. So yeah, everything is capped pretty much. Endurance pretty high, critical strike avoidance pretty high, endurance threshold is pretty good too. So yeah, this is the build. Let's look at the skills real quick. Sigils of Hope. Everyone uses similar setup. So we switched it to Void. We got some armor. Keep the sigils up. Extra Sigil of Hope. Some more damage. And this is a very good node because when you kill trash, it summons a sigil automatically. And then I use these 2 points just to get this point here, so instant cast, so I don't have to stop every time I cast the sigils. But I usually only cast sigils once at the beginning of an echo, and that's all you need. Anomaly, we went for just damage and keeping the time bubble all the time up on us. So nothing special here. Rive, we have 3 extra points. This one is a little bit odd. You have to make some choices. First, you definitely need the kill threshold over here, so you have to go and use all these points just to get this point. And then you have extra void damage Increased void damage, but the drawback is no attack speed benefit from tree, which we have to take these 2 points for attack speed, even though we're not using them, or we cannot benefit from them because we want our third strike to always crit. But yeah, if you don't have the +3, you can take a point from this one, point out of this one, and maybe a point from either one of these two. I prefer to take point out of this because this is damage for everything, so that's spell and melee. However, this one is only for the Riot third strike, so I'll take a point out of this. This is just the usual. We only use it just to get our mana back, really. Nothing else. And then Devouring Orb. You can run it many different ways, but this seems to work for me, and it does the job. Let's go to the passives. So in Paladin we've got 30 points because we need the speed, the attack speed with the sword. So we have to get to this point, which you need 25 to get here, and then 5 points in attack speed. So we have Juggernaut for strength and resistances, and of course for armor. We have 4 points to use. I use them for increased damage just a little bit, even though damage is fine, as you saw. And this is just so that, in case you need mana or health back, you use Rive a little bit. You don't even have to hit anything, you just use it and you get mana and health back, so that's good. Next, I used 22 points here because we needed the health and necrotic resistance. Actually, I just used this for the health nodes because we have plenty of them. We have 6 points here and 7 points here, so that gives you plenty of health from this tree, and attunement for mana and spell damage. And in Void Knight, which is your main skill, health again, health and vitality, and some more vitality, movement speed, and extra void damage. I didn't bother with the echoes, I don't really care about them. I like to do the killing myself. And time rot, just extra points. I had extra points here, even though I don't need this, because if you look at the build itself, you will get your time rot chance from the items themselves. So you have here 24% chance to apply time rot, and this one has 26%, so that's 50% between the two. So really you can use these 2 points wherever you want. You can use it in this one for survivability, even though the build is pretty tanky. And again, the character sheet. Movement speed is really deceiving. It's quite higher than this, because once you get your sigils up, you get more void damage. So if you look now, we are at 53. We get 1 sigil, 2, 3, 4, and now we are at 59. And once you start getting your orbs, the movement speed goes even higher. So yeah, you can run echoes pretty fast. And yeah, that's the build. I hope you enjoy. I'm enjoying this build quite a bit. I didn't think of using these. I was using other things in my inventory, but then yeah, once I tried these that I've had sitting around, it made a whole world of difference. Now you can actually play Void Knight and use Rife instead of just using spell damage and all that. So a lot of the Void Knight builds that I've seen, they just concentrate on spell damage, even though to me, Sentinel or a Paladin or a Void Knight is a sword and shield. So last Epoch is weird about this. It's, you're more powerful using a scepter, which you can't even hit with, than you are with a sword. But yep, that's a different story. Anyways, I hope you enjoy it, and thanks for tuning in.